I'm pretty sure it's just a coincidence. Last month, I introduced y'all to Concho. He's the man that I met in front of that house that he was working at in this hot day, and that day I helped him out with food and water. I posted that video, and a lot of people reached out to me to go find him again to see what else he needed. And I went to go visit him on a Sunday night and took him everything I had in my pantry that we weren't eating. And as I sat with him on that Sunday night, I learned a lot about that man, and I was intrigued. I asked him, I'm like, sir, what are you doing tomorrow? He's like, nothing. I was like, tag along with me. And I took him with me. I wanted to learn more about this man, see if he was legit. And as we're driving around, he takes his phone call. And as I heard the voice on the other side, I could hear the desperation in her voice. It sounded real dire. And I was in and out of the car and minding my own business. And as I get in for the last time, he says, okay, I'll see what I can do. And I tell him, like, sir, it sucks as a man, the head of the household. It's on us to provide. It doesn't matter how. Just, we got to provide. And he's like, I know. And he had this look on him. I'm like, sir, what is the price that would help you get out of this apuro? And he's like, $200. Like, he already knew the answer. I'm like, okay. Later on that night, with that same desperation in that lady's voice, I came to TikTok and I asked y'all to help me help this man. I didn't know what was going on, but I know he needed $200. I heard the desperation in that lady's voice. 30 minutes later, Chris Moreno sends over $500. People start just donating all this money towards this man. And the next day I'm at his house. I'm like, sir, guess what? Chris Moreno has $500 for you. And he's just so happy. And as soon as I'm done telling him that here's your money, like, take me to Western Union now. I need to send this home. I'm going to go do that with him. And he tells me, he's like, Michael, I can never thank you in this time or the next for what you've done. And then he told me, I got one more thing to ask of you. And it'll be the last thing that I'll ever ask of you. If you could just help me with this one thing. I'm like, sure. He's like, my kids are in Zacatecas and they're going to cross into San Diego. I need you to bring them down here with me. I'm like, sir, I'm no coyote, sir. I don't know. He's like, no, it's legit. They're going to turn themselves into immigration. They need to put an address until they get their court date, until they go to their court date. And they need to come down here. I was like, why didn't you bring them down here? Why didn't you cross them through here? He's like, Mexico's real dangerous right now. They had to go the long way and they ended up over there. So for the next 2 weeks, I was just so stressed out. I wanted to give up on these kids, getting them home, and the promise I made to this man to get them home. But I just had to get them home. I eventually got one flown home, and the other two I had to pick up in San Antonio. After they got their flight here to San Antonio, I went to go pick them up. And when I go pick them up, we're driving home. It's a long way home. And you know how I do. I asked them my 5 questions. And I told them these questions will really apply to y'all because y'all are young. You're 20 years old. You're 19 years old. These questions aren't really going to go for you. But I started asking away. And when I get to my 4th question of when's the last time you cried, that young man, eyes water up. And he's like, 2 weeks ago, when we were kidnapped in Mexico. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, they took us. He's like, they were gonna kill us. I don't know how my dad came up with those $200. I'm sure it's just a coincidence.